So I turned 34 the other day, and I don't know if this is weird or not, but I feel younger now than I did in my 20s. Physically, emotionally, like I just feel better. I feel younger. It's like the weirdest feeling ever. And in my 20s, I never thought I would feel better in my 30s, but like I really do. And I think it's for a number of reasons. One, I prioritize my health over anything and everything. I exercise, I eat clean. I also started prioritizing my mental health. I drink a lot of water. And I am just on the journey of being the best version of myself every single day. And I believe that you are however old you feel. So, based off of how I feel like I'm about 27, 28, no lie. And it wasn't always like that for me. Before I even lost 100 pounds, I was feeling miserable, you guys. I had two knee surgeries back in my college basketball years, and my joints just ached all of the time. Lower back always hurt. I just didn't feel good physically. I was always out of breath, and I just was miserable, to be honest. I really found myself in my 30s, and it wasn't until I was 30, literally, when I decided to change my life. I started with going to counseling. I was very depressed and always crying, just sad, and it's like God spoke to me and was like, go to counseling. And so I did that, and I learned so much about myself. I learned my triggers. I learned why I was acting the way I was acting. I used to be a very heavy drinker. I overate. I was 340 pounds at my heaviest weight. I suffered from anxiety. I was just not good mentally. Like, I just wasn't okay. I painted the picture that I was. I never let anyone know that I was struggling with anything, but I was definitely struggling and using food and alcohol and weed as a way to cope with what I was going through internally. And that's why I preach so much about mental health and going to counseling, because it really is a complete game changer for your life. And if you do make the decision to go to counseling, I highly, highly, highly suggest that you prioritize it just like you would a nail appointment, a hair appointment, whatever your thing is, prioritize it just like that. So for me, I'm big on getting my nails done every 2 weeks. And so I would go to counseling literally every 2 weeks. And I'm so glad that I listened, and I'm so glad that I did. I used to stress about anything and everything. Like, it could be the smallest thing, and I would go crazy, go frantic, and just worry about it all day, maybe even all week or all month. My slightest problems would consume me, like to the point where I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. I just did not have control over my emotions at all. And that's another reason why I was always drinking and always overeating, because I just needed to cope with things and I didn't know how to do it in a healthy way. And one thing about being stressed is it plays a really big toll on your body. Like, I had high blood pressure. My highest blood pressure reading that I can remember was 147 over like 92. That's not good. That is not good at all. I also struggled with getting sleep. I would toss and turn in the bed all night. I was not getting 8 hours of sleep like I do now. Back then, I was lucky if I could get 4 or 5 hours of uninterrupted sleep. And I used to have bags under my eyes. I couldn't be energized throughout the day. Like, I always felt like I needed a nap or something like that. Like, it just wasn't good. It wasn't good. I was heavily dependent on caffeine. I could not start my day unless I had coffee in my system. Like, I was like that. And like I said, just changing my mindset and changing how I viewed the world, changing my perspective on things, just really changed how I handled stress. Now I don't stress. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on in my life. I don't allow myself to be stressed out. I don't worry about things that are out of my control. I have really learned how to control my emotions. I don't struggle to go to bed. I don't need caffeine to start my day. And I'm just finally at a place where I have learned how to manage stressful situations. I am only concerned with what makes me happy. There used to be a point in my life, in my 20s, where I was so consumed with what everyone else thought. I couldn't even make a decision about my life without getting a poll from everybody about what they thought. It could be from changing jobs to what degree should I go back to school for, just literally anything. And reflecting back on it, I shake my head because I'm just like, wow, I really did not trust my own decision-making skills. And living needing the approval of others is very toxic because you can't live in your truth. You can't be who you really want to be because you're so worried about how everybody else sees you. And over time, that just wears you down. It just puts you in a place where you feel trapped because you're battling doing what's going to make other people happy versus what's going to make you happy. And I realized through counseling that I can't live like that, and I don't live like that anymore. I have made so many decisions over the past 4 years of my life that a lot of people in my personal life did not agree with. And I finally got to a point where I was okay with that. I didn't need their approval because at the end of the day, they don't pay my bills. I pay my bills. And now that I've found this space in my life where I can do what I want to do and not worry about how other people are going to perceive me, I have developed a sense of peace. I found fulfillment and purpose because I'm finally living for me. So if you are struggling with worrying about the opinions of others, just ask yourself, what bill do they pay? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm serious. Like, it's so simple, but it's so hard. And I know how it feels. Trust me, I do. But ask yourself, what bill do they pay of yours? The answer is probably none, and therefore their opinion of you does not matter. And the people who have the most to say about your life and how you live it tend to be the people who have nothing going on for themselves. They don't have any goals, they're not working towards anything. That's how they have time to have an opinion about you, because they're not focused on themselves. So just try your best. If you're struggling with that, try your best to not worry about what other people are going to think. People are going to have an opinion no matter what you do. So you might as well do what's going to make you happy and let them still talk. I have developed so much self-confidence, and I never had that before. Like, my whole childhood into my 20s, I never knew what it felt like to be secure with myself. I doubted myself, I questioned myself. I never thought I was good enough. I never found myself attractive. I always criticized myself. It was bad. Like, it just wasn't good. I never thought I could do the things that I'm doing now. And every day I even surprise myself with what I accomplish day to day, because 6 years ago, 10 years ago, I would never had thought that I would be doing what I'm doing. And a lot of people struggle with believing in themselves. A lot of people lack self-confidence. And I know how it feels. It's not great. You see everybody else doing these cool things and living their life with purpose, and you want that too, but you don't believe that you can accomplish that. Maybe you want to lose weight and you see other people losing weight. You see other people on the internet losing weight. Maybe some of your friends or family have lost weight. But even though you've seen countless success stories, you don't think that you can lose the weight. And it's a really sad place to be. The biggest thing that I can say for you is to work on keeping the promises that you make to yourself. The reason why I never had self-confidence was because I was continuously letting myself down. I would promise myself that I would do this thing or that thing, and then when it got hard, I would give up. And over time of constantly giving up, you're going to start to doubt yourself because you haven't proven to yourself that you can do the thing that you said you wanted to do. So in order to change that, start with making smaller goals. The goal could be as small as you're not going to drink soda today, and actually stick to it. No matter how much you crave that soda, don't cave. You only committed to one day of not doing that, so just commit to that one day. And once you do, you're going to see like, hey, I said I wasn't going to drink soda today, and I actually did it. Now you are proving to yourself that you are capable of reaching the goals that you have. And if you do stuff like that every single day, over time, your confidence is going to increase and increase and increase to the point where there's nothing that you don't think you're capable of doing. And where I am today in life, I know for a fact I can accomplish anything that I want. Like, there's nothing that can hold me back from anything. But that's because I have made a commitment to myself that no matter how hard something gets, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And I have proven to myself that I will do it. I've finally found my purpose. I wake up every single day loving what I do, and it wasn't always like that. I've shared with you guys my journey to entrepreneurship and being in a job for 6 years that I absolutely hated. I got that job fresh out of college. It was towards my degree, biology, and I thought I had made it in life. I was like, oh my gosh, I have this job paying $60,000 a year, and this was before COVID, and I don't have any kids. So, that was enough to maintain the lifestyle that I wanted. And over time, I really started to hate that job, but I felt trapped there. And it wasn't even just the people that I didn't like, and I know it didn't like me. I also just did not like working in a lab. But how would I have known that fresh out of college? I mean, we didn't really have too many labs. So I never experienced what it was like to be in a lab all day long, every single day. And it just wasn't for me. And I finally quit after 6 years of being miserable and started being a content creator. And I fell in love with creating content. And what I love so much about being a content creator is you can create any type of content that your heart desires. And people will tune in and watch because they resonate with you. And I battled with myself about making weight loss and fitness content because I wasn't my finished product. I was on a journey. I wasn't there yet. But once I got out of my head and was like, you know what? I'm on my journey. I'm not perfect. And there are a lot of people who are also on a journey who I can share my story with. By doing that and getting the support from you guys, it has completely changed my life. I don't miss a day because I truly love what I do. And because I love what I do so much, I am always happy, I'm always smiling, I'm always feeling ambitious and motivated because I love what I do. Now, don't get me wrong, I have some moments that I've shared with you guys where I'm just kind of like, I don't know about this, but I quickly snap out of it. They're just moments. It's never a full day because I just really love what I do. It's hard to be happy and it's hard to feel joyous when you're doing things that you don't like to do, right? I've been there and done that, and it was miserable. I felt trapped. But when you finally stop worrying about what people think and you finally live for yourself and you do what's going to make you happy and you're able to create an income based off of what makes you happy, your whole life changes. It changes. And I talk to you guys so much about creating content, posting your videos, uploading, and all those things, because it doesn't matter what your passions are, you can make content around that. Trust me, you guys are on YouTube just like I'm on YouTube. There is a niche for any and everything. As long as you're consistent with whatever it is that you do, you can do it. So if you do want to lose weight, stay consistent. If you do want to get into the best shape of your life, stay consistent. And just watch how over time your body changes, not just physically, but mentally.